Good morning. It is Friday, February 27th, and it is week 7 of the 2026 legislative session. We only have 2 more full weeks to go in this year's session, with things wrapping up at midnight on Saturday, March 14th. This was a busy week at the state capitol. Yesterday, Governor Morrisey announced a new intelligence center coming to West Virginia, commonly known as a data center, that's going to be a $4 billion investment in Berkeley County with 1,000 construction jobs and about 125 estimated permanent jobs once completed. So that was an announcement. Several legislators were attending, business associations, the West Virginia Chamber were all in attendance at that announcement in the governor's conference room yesterday for this new intelligence center to be located in Berkeley County. Now, on some other topics going on in the legislature, child care is getting a lot of discussion right now in the House Finance Committee. There's been much consideration about moving enrollment versus attendance, which is a major issue facing our child care providers. We've talked about this before, but currently our child care providers are reimbursed based on enrollment for subsidized children. Prior to COVID, the reimbursement was based on attendance. The problem with that is if the child does not show up, the child care provider still has all of their overhead costs, their staffing, their utilities, their insurance, their food. Those fixed costs remain. The federal government may be unwinding the requirement for states to reimburse by enrollment. So the legislature has legislation moving right now to try to get ahead of that and lock us in on an enrollment basis model. So that is a very important item right there. And I think we're going to see some action later today, next week on that topic. The House has also put its version of the budget into Senate Bill 250, which is the budget bill for this year. That was actually finished up on Wednesday. But what that means is the Senate sent its budget over, which contained a 10% income tax cut. The House put its version into that bill, which does not contain a 10% income tax cut. So we now have 2 competing versions. The finance committees between the House and the Senate are meeting right now. They are conferring. And basically, this is a normal process to try to sync up to what would be an agreed to budget. So that process is ongoing right now. Now, some other bills that are moving in the Senate right now. One is House Bill 4026 and Senate Bill 420. 4026 is on the floor, as that is a House bill that had crossed over. What the Senate did in the Energy, Industry, and Mining Committee was insert the 69% coal power generation provision. What that would do is it would require coal-fired power plants in West Virginia to operate at an average of 69% of the time. Here's the problem. Sometimes the fuel costs for those power plants to operate is much higher than it is for the power companies to buy the electricity off the regional grid. And so when that happens, that would mean more cost to the end user, more cost to you, the consumer, to our members who consume a lot of electricity. Just to go ahead and give you an example, Appalachian Power has put out some information that from January of 2023 through mid-2024, the cost by moving towards that type of a model would be about $240 million additional cost to the ratepayers. So that bill has been inserted into a House bill. Now, it looks like the House has no interest in taking that up. But a similar bill, Senate Bill 420, was also passed by the Senate EIM Committee and is now pending in the Senate Finance Committee. So we're continuing to pay very close attention to those bills, as that would mean very much increased rates for electricity for really anybody in West Virginia, but especially our members who are high electricity users. We're also continuing to very closely monitor House Bill 4198, which is the E-Verify bill. That bill still has not made an agenda, and we're continuing to talk to senators about the problems with that bill. We've talked about this bill a number of times, so I'm not going to go ahead and rehash all of the problems with it. But just as a reminder, there is no forgiveness. It would be a $500 penalty per day per employee for simply failing to run an E-Verify, even on a legal worker or a legal U.S. citizen. At the bottom of this video, you're going to see a link. That's a very easy link for you to click there, and it will preload a message to your senators. All you have to do is put your name in, put your information or your zip code in, and it will automatically send that message to your senators. You can also edit that message if you'd like to personalize it, tell your story. But we are very much encouraging all of our members to make sure they are reaching out to their senators to explain how that bill would be harmful to them if it were to pass in its current form. We're also very thankful the West Virginia Chamber is joined by 23 other business associations in opposing this version of the bill. So we will go ahead and also have that linked. You can see the list of the associations that are opposing this bill. It's basically everybody. So I just want to thank everybody who's been a part of this coalition to discuss the problems with House Bill 4198 as it passed the House of Delegates. I will check back in with you again next week. At the end of next week, we're going to be past the crossover day. Crossover day is this coming Wednesday, which means that all bills must be out of the House of Origin. So that's going to be a very important deadline to see what bills can continue moving forward versus which bills will not move forward. But when I check back in with you, we will be post crossover day. So it's going to give us a better idea of what is yet to come. Thank you again for your continued support of the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce. And as always, please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions you have. Thank you.